almost didn't make it. I almost didn't last. Why does the week go by so slow, the weekend so fast? But luckily the day's come to take my cares away. It's not Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. That's right, it's Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekend. So I'll get out of bed and be to work on time. I'll give this day to the company, the next 2 days of mine. And when my day's over and the final work hour's passed, I'll go home, have a shot of Cuero to the boss who can kiss my Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekends. Friday. Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday, bitches. Enjoy yourselves. Jean's sneezing up a storm over there.
Yeah.
She's allergic to the Badgers, just like the Badgers are allergic to winning in the postseason.
Oh, that was...
God, it must be tough to be a Badger fan. Every year you just have hope, and then it gets destroyed.
Oh, we had some good ones in there, but yeah, yesterday was a bracket buster, was it not? I heard that 0.1% of brackets are still in the running?
We will, of course, dive deeply into that.
Yeah.
This morning, we will talk racing with Doc. We'll let you know what's in theaters and on TV this weekend. We'll dip into some more March Madness things, including some food deals. Take advantage of that this weekend while you're checking out all the tournament action. Today, of course, the first day of spring. We're going to get into some spring stuff.
Lots of windows open this weekend.
Oh, mine have been open all day. All day yesterday. I had windows, all the windows
today?
open. Yeah, going to be low 60s today and tomorrow, then into the mid to upper 70s on Sunday. What? And then back down into the 40s on Monday. So don't get used to it. Lots of other stuff, of course, including bad news with happy music. And if you need anything, you can obviously get in touch with us by visiting rockmornings.com. Head to the website for all our contact info. You can also download the apps, the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app, and get in touch with us that way. I'm going to be heading to Eau Claire after the show. Got to go home, pick up the wife, and then we're headed to the 715 to hang out at the VFW on Star Ave for an NCAA skip day. My wife had she had... After she got home, I had already been watching basketball all afternoon, doing laundry and kind of getting ready to, get out of town and whatnot. She got home and changed and, was doing a few things and then had the TV on in the living room upstairs, had her laptop on with another game, and then had a tablet on with another game. So she was fully ensconced in NCAA action. Plus, she had all her brackets and highlighters laid out on the coffee table. It was a scene, man. It was a scene.
So more basketball action today up in Eau Claire, and you're going to be at the VFW, so stop over and hang out, get some lunch maybe.
Yeah.
Menu looks great.
Drinking some beers, watching some basketball, giving away some freebies.
Yeah.
We got tickets for the Brewer game. I think we got some Rockfest tickets. Going to have some T-shirts as well.
I heard, yeah.
Going to be a good time. Big surprise for Office Cora as well. rockmornings.com. Download the apps. Get in touch with us. We will get to it in just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
The mom in Milwaukee who left a bunch of her kids in a storage locker, avoiding jail time. That's cool to see. You love to see a mom who really knows how to take good care of her children by locking them in a storage locker with a bucket to pee and poop in, along with no lights, no food, just some snacks thrown in there. No facilities, no internets.
Was the dad already tried on this one?
No heat.
I feel like he was already...
Some of them were, under the age of 6, I believe?
I think there's a baby.
Yeah, 26-year-old mom in Wisconsin will avoid prison after she and her husband were caught leaving their 6 children. 4 of them were under the age of 6. Locked inside of a storage unit overnight with only a bucket as a bathroom. Milwaukee County judge yesterday stayed a prison sentence for Azaya, I think, Zielinski. Mm-hmm. Is that how you pronounce that name? A-Z-Y-I-A?
I think
Asia?
so, yeah.
Or is it Asia? Is it Asia? In favor of probation after the mom pled guilty to 2 misdemeanor counts of child neglect. Her husband was convicted of child neglect back in January. During the sentencing hearing yesterday, prosecutors recommended 18 months in a state correctional facility to be stayed for 3 years of probation, provided she complete an alcohol and drug abuse assessment, a parenting class, mental health treatment, and maintain complete 100% unequivocal sobriety. The state chose not to delve into the underlying facts of Zelensky's crimes, only referring to the ordeal as a tremendously sad case for the 6 child victims. Mm-hmm. They say she was in an emotionally and physically abusive relationship, and that context is critical to understanding her conduct. This was not an equal partnership. It was a one-directional controlling relationship. All that's fine and dandy, but you can't be leaving 6 kids in a storage locker.
Yeah, and I believe the oldest was like 8 or 9 and was like taking care of a newborn and like a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old and like in charge of all of that.
Yeah, the
like
prosecutor emphasizing that Zelensky, the woman, testified truthfully against her husband during his trial. Also emphasized that Zelensky was incredibly remorseful for what she had put her children through. Mm-hmm. Not going to go to prison. Nine-year-old reported that he stays at a storage unit about 50% of the time. So this wasn't like a one-off type thing where, hey, we're going to go out for a bender tonight. It sounds like...
Put you guys in a locker?
Sounds like they go in the locker a lot. Yeah. Awful. Not going to go to jail, but obviously could go to jail if she messes up with any of those judgments handed down. The new season of The Bachelorette canceled. Wild video. And, of course, representatives and lawyers and all the people saying, well, there's no context. You don't know what the guy did. You're only seeing one half of the video. Well, we saw enough. She was beating this dude all about the head, and then she started throwing metal chairs at him in their apartment or wherever the hell they were living together with her daughter on the couch crying and freaking out.
Yeah, look at you. Look, physical abuse. See, Taylor, this is all you do. It's the only thing you know how to do is hurt me. Huh? And you think this is okay? It's not okay. Let me go. Stop. Dude, leave me alone. Oh, my gosh. Your daughter is right here. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so it's over before it began. It was supposed to, I think, debut this weekend,
Sunday
right?
Night,
Sunday night. ABC pulling the plug on the new season of The Bachelorette as video of the star of the show, Taylor Frankie Paul, shows her attacking her ex-boyfriend, Dakota Mortensen. The video shows Taylor assaulting him and throwing several metal chairs at him while the 5-year-old daughter, Indy, in the room. At one point, Dakota said Indy was hit by one of the chairs. You didn't see that in the video, but you can hear Indy crying. Mm-hmm. She certainly was just sort of throwing them haphazardly in the video that I watched. The incident led to Taylor being arrested, by the way. She ended up pleading guilty to third-degree felony charge of aggravated assault.
3 years ago, right? 23?
Which could be or would be reduced to a misdemeanor if she successfully completed the terms of her probation. After TMZ posted the video, Taylor's representative, of course, said, conveniently omits context and is a reprehensible attempt to distract from Dakota's own behavior.
Well, I don't know anything about that, but I know my daughter is into the Secret Wives of Mormon Lives, which is where she started her fame, right? And then moved on. And so when I picked yesterday, I got her from work and we were talking and she was telling me all about this and that it was 3 years ago and she went to court and got help and did all the stuff or whatever. And that they have a very, continues to be a very
well, they have a kid together.
Domestic
and he's trying to get
traumatic relationship. And
he's trying to get full custody of this kid.
Right.
The cancellation of The Bachelorette, her representative said Taylor's very grateful for ABC's support as she prioritizes her family's safety and security, yada, yada, yada. New season supposed to premiere on Sunday. The cancellation of the new season could cost ABC tens of millions of dollars.
I'm sure, but I also can't imagine that there is, well, back to what she was saying is that it happened 3 years ago, and not that it's not awful, and she deserves it, and it's terrible. But like he drops it on the day before the weekend before Bachelorette, and on her son's birthday and all that. So like, what was the purpose of that coming out?
Well,
this
he
weekend?
wants full custody of the kid, and I think he's trying to say, look, man, this girl is just not right in the head or whatever.
There has to be something in the contract for Bachelorette, though, don't you think? Where it's like
they had to have known, right? Because this you seek cap somebody, right? You Google them, you must know she got arrested for this, right?
And wouldn't you look into that before?
Well, here's the thing. Remember Ray Rice? Perfect example. Ray Rice.
Yes.
Remember him?
Yes.
We heard about it that he had
hotel.
that he had hit this woman but we didn't see the video. And then when we saw the video and you saw her knocked unconscious and dragging her out of the elevator, you're like, oh, it's not bad. It's bad.
You think that's what this was?
Well, yeah, I think it's one of those situations where, like, okay, you got arrested. What happened? She tells her side of the story to ABC, the producers, and says, well, we were in a fight, and he did this and did that, and it got a little physical, and you say, okay, well, it won't be and then all of a sudden you see the video, and I didn't even think the video was that bad, to be honest. I mean, look, it's crazy, it's wild, yes. You shouldn't be doing it, all that stuff, but in terms of violent videos that I've watched in the past, it's not that violent. Yeah, but then the video comes out, and here's the evidence, and everyone can see it with their own eyes.
And ABC has no choice. I understand that.
Right. You're going to lose sponsorships. You're going to lose dollars.
It feels like there's some
perfect timing. Oh, of course they dropped it right beforehand. By the way, her other show, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, also in limbo due to her behavior. They paused production in the midst of... So is she married and she's going on The Bachelorette? Well, I don't understand.
No, she's not married.
So why is she on The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
Started this. They're not married necessarily on that show.
So you can just be some chick and you get to be on the Mormon Wives?
They were Mormon.
I watch none of this garbage, so I have no idea, no frame of reference what's happening.
I just feel like there would have been a clause in the contract with the Bachelorette where something like this happens, it's not all on their skin.
Well, these companies have PR teams working for them. They have to know how these things operate, right? Is there video of the incident? She would know that. She would know there was video, and she would have, and I don't know, maybe she thought the video wasn't that bad.
Didn't exist anymore?
I don't know, but her and Dakota, the guy, have a son together. The kid's name is Ever. His second birthday was yesterday, and Dakota is seeking full custody along with a protective order against Taylor. He claims that she assaulted him as recently as this past February, so it sounds like these two are oil and water and maybe should never be together again.
Right, correct.
They're going to have one of these situations where an armed guard is on detail when you drop your kid off, right? It's like you drop the kid off somewhere and then the mom comes later and picks him up, one of those situations.
It's a lot of oil and water, I think.
Elsewhere in the news this morning, Chuck Norris rushed to the hospital.
Emergency in Hawaii? Is that right?
A medical emergency. He is said to be in good spirits. He is 86. He apparently was cracking jokes at the hospital. Not quite sure what the medical emergency is. There's not a ton of information as of right now, but he was rushed to the hospital yesterday in Hawaii. He was apparently doing some kind of workout or something, so I don't know if it was a chest pain or if it was a broken ankle or what, but 86-year-old Chuck Norris in the hospital in Hawaii, apparently cracking jokes and in good spirits.
Yeah, not life-threatening from what it sounds like.
We haven't heard anything, but that was the update that we got. Also, the CEO wars continue.
Oh, boy.
Eating products.
What are we eating now?
There's only one problem with this video. He went dry. When you buy a hot dog for $1.50, wouldn't you put some mustard or ketchup or relish or some onions or something on it?
So it's just the dog on a bun?
The Costco CEO, who keeps his dog at $1.50 for his customers, his consumers, decided to jump in on the whole CEO eating his own product situation and devoured one of his hot dogs like a normal human being.
$1.50 for this hot dog? The hot dog price will not change as long as I'm around. Amazing. Amazing quality, amazing value. That's $1.50 well spent.
Are you going to have another one at your next building you go to?
Absolutely.
My only issue with the video is that he didn't put anything on the dog.
Right.
He took it out of the little bag, the warming bag that they keep it in.
Like a steam bun kind of thing.
Yeah. Kind of like what you get at a ballpark. That is the Costco president and CEO, Ron Vacris, who sat down and enjoyed one of his $1.50 hot dogs, said he's going to definitely have another one. Didn't call it a product. Ate it like a normal human being.
Ate a hot dog?
But again, probably could have used some ketchup or some mustard or maybe some relish or some onions. I don't know, anything. And last but not least, we obviously have to talk about Afroman.
We did it, America! Yeah! We did it! Freedom of speech!
Unbelievable. Are you not following this at all?
I'm not unaware of this one.
Oh, my God. So I've been paying attention. I've been waiting for this to all play out. I've been watching this for years. This has been going on. So you know who Afroman is.
I sure do.
All right, so Afroman, he's been involved with these police. Back in, I think, 2022, the cops, where he lives, I think it's in Ohio, they claim to have information that he was dealing drugs and that there were some other crimes going on in his home. So they obtained a warrant to search his home, went to his house when he wasn't there, busted down the door, broke his front gate. They did all these things in his house and unplugging his video cameras, giving him the finger on the video, like all this crazy stuff, right? So then, after all that, they don't charge him with any crimes. They don't have any evidence that he actually committed any crimes that they were there to search for. So Afroman does what Afroman does. He made a bunch of music videos about these officers.
Sure.
One of the cops was looking at his lemon cake that was on his countertop, so he made a video about this cop, and another guy, he called him a son of a bitch and was talking about he was banging this dude's wife and he's making all these crazy videos, right, about these officers. Well, then the officers decided to sue Afroman for defamation.
Sure, don't talk about us like that.
The problem is they then have to get on the stand and then answer questions about how they were defamed. And it's been a roller coaster of wonderful, wonderful clips.
Quotes and
all I know, look, go on your reels, type in Afroman, and watch it happen. It's beautiful. You can watch, there's been, look, CNN did a succinct breakdown of what happened, about a 2-minute video, sort of detailing.
So the police officer being asked questions about
when he called you a son of a bitch, would you say that's accurate? And he said, I don't know, my mom's been dead for like a year or whatever. Dude, it's great. He made the one girl cry because he talked about her being lick 'em low, and all I can say is if you don't know what I'm talking about, go read up on it.
Okay.
It's beautiful. And Afroman ended up winning. Grammy-nominated rapper won the defamation lawsuit filed by 7 Ohio sheriff's deputies who sued him over the music videos. The best part is, in my opinion, is the pound cake officer, because he's a big burly guy, and he's got his gun drawn like he's ready for something to pop off, and he's in this dude's kitchen, nobody's home, and he's got this lemon cake under a glass, one of the glass cake things, and he looks down at it like 3 times in the video. And Afroman did a music video about this guy,
right, looking at his cake,
and used video footage from his security cameras in his own videos. And then the guy gets on the stands and they're like, how did that all play out for you? What happened? He's like, people were sending me hundreds of lemon cakes to the sheriff's office and whatnot. I'm like, that'd be awesome, dude. If people were sending me free desserts, I'd love it. That'd be great.
Oh, another lemon cake. Good.
It reminded me of that scene from Lethal Weapon, when Riggs is, not Riggs, but Murtaugh, when Danny Glover's character, his daughter's in the condom commercial. And he's like, dude, and he's telling everybody at the police station, and he doesn't know it's a rubber commercial, a condom commercial. But he's super proud of his daughter who gets his acting gig. So he's telling all the cops to watch the show at 8:30 because his daughter's commercial is going to be on TV. And then everyone, his whole family's around the TV, and they're all watching, and Riggs is there, and Murtaugh, and whatever, and then all of a sudden the commercial comes on, and you don't know it at first, and then all of a sudden it's like, get these rubbers, and blah, 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 and he's like, and of course everybody freaks out, and then he tells Riggs, he's like, you know what it's going to be like, you know how these cops are, rubbers on my desk, rubbers in my drawer, rubbers, and it was kind of like that for this.
The lemon pound cake?
The lemon pound cake cop, yeah. Anyways, God, today looks stupid today. What a bunch of morons. The one girl up there crying, bunch of idiots. Leave Afroman alone. America, bitches. Freedom of speech.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Horned Frogs, Two Bulldogs, Jayhawks, and Hawkeyes, Blue Devils, Billikens, Bruins, Badgers, and Buckeyes, Red Hawks, Red Raiders, Red Storm, Crimson Tide, Fighting Illini, Rainbow Warriors, and the Pride, Royals, Raiders, Rams, Razorbacks, Huskies, Huskers, 3 Wildcats, Cowboys, Longhorns, Bulls, Broncos, add 2 Bison, there's still 32 to go. Tar Heels, Trojans, Spartans, Knights, Boilermakers, Cyclones, Hurricanes, Owl, Sharks, and Gators, Commodores, Cardinals, and the Cavaliers, Wolverines, Vandals, and the Volunteers, Paladins, Gales, Quakers, Saints, Lancers, Cougars twice, Tigers thrice, 3 Panthers, from 2 Aggies to the Zips, that's it. Write them down, fill out your brackets. It's March Madness.
It is, and the Badgers suck again. The March Madness tournament for the men tipped off yesterday. All of the 1 seeds, the 2 seeds, the 3 seeds, and the 4 seeds advancing. And then there's the Badgers, who absolutely pooped their pants against number 12 High Point, lost 83-82.
9 seconds. Boyd wants it inside. Drive. 6 seconds. Now Boyd, they launch down court.
Cinderella story in Portland, Oregon. For the first time in program history, High Point breaks through
that is the like school radio dudes calling that game. Throw on the glass slipper. By the way, the other 5 against 12, Vanderbilt took care of number 12 McNeese. So the Badgers bracket busted.
Bracket buster.
Yes.
Yeah. There was a couple of other upsets, so it wasn't just the Badgers who ruined your bracket. North Carolina, ranked number 6, got upset by number 11 VCU in overtime, 82-78, and number 6 BYU upset by number 11 Texas, 79-71. Today's action kicking off with number 10 Santa Clara taking on number 7 Kentucky at 11:15 on CBS, and wraps up tonight with number 10 Missouri taking on number 7 Miami at 9:10 on True TV. There's obviously 16 games today.
Starts in the morning and goes all night long. Goes till midnight, I think.
Yeah, same with the women's tournament. That starts today with number 3 Duke taking on number 14 Charleston. That is at 10:30 this morning on ESPN2. The women's tournament has games all day today on ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, and ESPN News, including number 4 Minnesota taking on number 13 Green Bay. That game is at 5 p.m. this evening on ESPNU.
Okay.
Bucks losing to the Jazz last night really bad, 128-96.
That's it. Jazz will let the clock run dry. Impressive win after a tough loss of 36 last night. Jazz bounced back to take care of the Bucks, 128-96. And the hard work, on occasion, the Jazz pick up a W, and that fuels this young team to move forward.
Bucks have now lost 2 in a row, 10 of their last 12. They're off tonight. They are in Phoenix tomorrow night to take on the Suns. That's a 9 p.m. tip-off on NBA TV. Just 13 games remaining in the regular season. Pistons star Cade Cunningham diagnosed with a collapsed lung. Is that painful? That's got to be painful,
I'm
right?
Certain.
Expected to miss an extended period of time. The Pistons in the lead of the Eastern Conference, but the Celtics are nipping at their heels. They announced yesterday that he has a collapsed lung and is going to be reevaluated in a couple of weeks. He'll miss at least 8 games. 2-time All-Star guard appeared to suffer the injury when he dove for a loose ball and collided into Wizards guard Trey Johnson.
Hit him so hard that it
collapsed his lung. Vikings agreed to terms with quarterback Carson Wentz on a 1-year deal yesterday, adding to their depth in the quarterback room. Wentz, who started 5 games last season as the Vikings backup, joins a backup group that includes newcomer Kyler Murray, which, by the way, the memes about him are hilarious.
Yeah, are they?
Oh, my God. Well, he's short. And so there's memes about Kyler Murray and his shortness coming to the Vikings. And then also you've got J.J. McCarthy and Max Brosmer in the quarterback room. So Vikings signing Carson Wentz. Did you see the coach of High Point after the game?
I didn't.
Man, all-timer. I wish I had gotten the audio. I didn't. I forgot to get it this morning. But the head coach of High Point, after the game against the Badgers, his name is Flynn Clayman, talking about how these... Look, could you tell me where High Point is?
I had to look when we got the
most people same thing.
Yeah, when they were matched up, I'm like, "What's this all about?" And then I found out how they'd won the last 20 games, and they went to the championship last year and failed in the first round. And
much like Miami of Ohio, who won all of their games in the regular season and then lost in their tournament. A lot of the pundits and the talking heads on TV are like, "Oh, well, you're not Duke and you're not North Carolina, so you didn't play anybody and you don't have a real schedule, so you're not a real team and you shouldn't be in the tournament and blah, 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 blah." But you got to fill out a tournament, right? So you got to put these teams in and you win 31 games. You play everybody and you win every game. What are you supposed to do? And a lot of times, Dukes and North Carolinas aren't going to come and play these teams during the regular season because there's no value to it for them.
Right.
So everyone's like, "Oh, they didn't play anybody. They didn't play anybody." And his speech afterwards said, "We played somebody now." It looks pretty obvious to me that high majors need to play mid-majors during this season because they said, "We ain't played nobody. We played somebody now." He said, "It feels unreal because nobody would play us, just like they wouldn't play Miami of Ohio. But they got to play us in this tournament." And he went on to talk about the Badgers beating all these teams, ranked teams and blah, 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 blah. And yeah. So maybe we'll see a change in NCAA in the future.
Where it's not just the big layer. That's all ticket sales and revenue driven.
I know.
And,
but I think it also, if you're High Point and you're beating Duke in the regular season, okay, that's fine. But it takes away from the specialness of you beating them in the tournament. And beating the Badgers isn't that big of a deal. They lose every year in the tournament. They stink. They got to fire Greg Gard. But, like, you know, these big upsets, the 16s over the 1s and the 15s over the 2s and whatever.
That's what makes
the tournament so
March
awesome.
Madness so awesome.
Yes. Anyways, Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We got some Five-Finger Death Punch coming up in a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Oh, you know who you are. You've been doing your daily action, putting lots of overtime. You need some time off satisfaction. Just think how tough it's been. You've been putting out all that labor. If you use your wit, you can get out quick and do yourself a favor. Friday in effect, and you're pretty beat, I bet. It's been one tough week, you've hit your peak, and you've earned your paycheck. But now this week is over, and it's a little fun you're seeking. Your grin is wide, and I know why. Look out, here come the weekend. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
That weekend's gonna be a monster, y'all.
It's finally here. The snow is melting. It's going to be completely gone by Monday.
Mostly.
I don't know, dude. 76 in my forecast for Sunday with some showers at night. That's going to, like, just be gonzo.
Yeah, and even the nights are warm. Obviously, if the days are that warm, the nights are warm, so it continues to melt overnight as well.
Obviously, the first round of March Madness continues today. Second round games will be on Saturday and Sunday. Today, you've got Kentucky and Santa Clara kicking things off on CBS at 11:15. Iowa State versus Tennessee State at 1:50. That game also on CBS. You've got Iowa taking on Clemson at 5:50 on TNT, and then Miami, Missouri wraps things up tonight at 9:10 on True TV.
Now, an ordinary kid on March Madness.
Oh, I hate basketball.
This has been an ordinary kid on March Madness.
The women's tournament, by the way, on the ESPN family of networks, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, and ESPN News, and those games start today at like 10:30 this morning. So basketball all over the place. Tonight on ABC, a new episode of Celebrity Jeopardy featuring Macaulay Culkin. Today on Peacock, the streaming premiere of Wicked for Good.
There's no going back. This is between us, the wizard, and I.
The Wicked Witch can't elude us forever. Not with Prince Fiero and his squadron hot on her trail.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz. No one believed in you more than I did.
Elphaba. They're coming for you.
Streaming premiere of Wicked for Good on Peacock today.
I didn't see that one,
Been
the
waiting to
second one,
watch that
so
at home?
that might have to be a thing.
Also on Hulu today, the streaming premiere of Is This Thing On? This is the Will Arnett movie about a guy getting divorced, trying stand-up comedy. Directed by Bradley Cooper. Laura Dern plays Will Arnett's wife that he's getting a divorce from. No?
I don't think so, but...
Tomorrow morning at like 6 a.m. on Netflix, BTS The Comeback Live. BTS, the boy band from Japan, reuniting live on stage to celebrate the release of their new album. Are they back after going to the military? Don't they have to go to the military? Mandatory?
I think one was just released, Yeah,
that's bright and early. I'm assuming it's happening in Japan on Netflix tomorrow. Also on Fox on Sunday night at 7 p.m., the premiere of The Faithful, a 3-week biblical miniseries for Easter dramatizing the most influential women from the book of Genesis. Stars Minnie Driver. Episode 4 of Marshals, Sunday night on CBS. Also on Sunday night on HBO, the 3rd season premiere of the Lisa Kudrow sitcom, The Comeback.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my new chapter. Come on in. Are you coming or taking it all in? Okay.
This is a hit.
camp crowd. And did we leave room for dessert?
He did. I have a show. Sitcoms are back. How's that? That's the name of the show. Such a good hook, too, because you can say it so many different ways. How's that? How's that? Oh, it's just so good.
Ready for our first production meeting? Executive producer?
Fun to see how the donuts get made. Mary, Josh, first episode is wonderful.
Yeah, that's not us. That's Al.
Is there a third writer?
That's the best part. You're not going to have to deal with any writers. It's being written by AI.
The Comeback, Season 3, premiering on HBO on Sunday night. All the late-night shows are in repeats tonight, and there is a couple of new movies hitting theaters.
What are these?
Project Hail Mary, rated PG-13. The Goose, Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
Going to outer space.
I understand that you think I'm the right person for this mission. I understand the stakes.
Object approaching.
If we do nothing, everything on this planet will go extinct, including us. Dr. Grace, the world is counting on you.
Ryan Gosling playing a middle school teacher who gets sent to another solar system on a desperate mission to save our planet after scientists discover that the sun is dying, and somehow they decide that a middle school teacher is our only hope of figuring out how to stop it. It's called Project Hail Mary. I'm sure you'll get a further explanation by watching it, and it's rated PG-13.
So he's going there to check it out to make sure it's
They're saying it's good. They're saying it's
really
good. Apparently. I've seen positive reviews online. The whole middle school, wouldn't you send... Isn't there a bunch of people going, or is it just he's got to go by? Why is he got to go by himself? I'm sure all of those things are explained.
Yes, I'm sure. Also
in theaters this weekend, rated R, Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. After she survives the deadly attacks from the first movie, Samara Weaving learns that she's moved on to the next level. This time she has to protect her younger sister. 4 rival families hunting them in order to claim the high seat on the council, because whoever wins rules them all.
The game will begin.
They're coming. They're coming. Oh my God.
In 5, 4, 3, 2. Do you have any questions?
Can I have a cigarette?
The heads of the council families will try to kill you and your sister. Whoever does wins the high seat and controls everything.
Everything?
The world.
You're telling me you didn't know your fiancé was in a devil cult?
Listen, if you don't do exactly what I say, we are going to die.
Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, rated R, in theaters this weekend. Samara Weaving, Elijah Wood, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and several others.
Weather's going to be nice.
Yeah.
It's going to be very melty. I did talk to one of our coworkers yesterday. He was like, I think we're going on a hike. And I'm like, that sounds like fun, and it also sounds muddy.
Mucky. Yeah, very mucky. Mucky.
Maybe let it dry out a little bit more.
Got a couple of text messages. Got one from, not quite sure who this is. Said, I thought you would have played the new Afroman one, LOLOL.
Oh.
Play the hits. Play the songs that people recognize.
Lemon pound cake?
Yeah. Play the hits. Everybody knows Because I Got High.
Yes, for sure.
Ryan texting in saying that post-game locker room speech the coach for the other team gave was interesting. Legitimately looks and sounds like a crazy person. Yeah, he had taken off his tie and was sitting down and was very direct with his gaze and very pointed with his speech. And yeah, it was... But...
Fiery interview?
I wouldn't say fiery in the sense that, Denny Green, we let him off the hook. We know who they are. They know who we are, whatever. We are who we thought we were. Well, not one of those. I'm a man. I'm 40. Not one of those. But more just very...
Calling out the whole conference and the setup and the way March Madness is done.
Some teams, some players need to use those slights. That's what gets them the advantage, right? They need to use that chip on their shoulder. They don't think they don't think we belong here.
Yeah.
They don't think we can beat anybody. They don't
Underdog.
They don't come and play us. They don't want to play us.
Yes.
So we'll show them who we are. One of those kind of things.
And by the way, Flynn Clayman is an awesome name.
Oh, that's a great name.
Hi, I'm Flynn Clayman.
Brian in Colorado said, just made the whole Friday better. Afroman didn't expect to hear that. Well, When you win a court case for defamation against the man.
Yeah, I'm going down the wormhole with that this afternoon.
Then we should all enjoy some Afroman. Thank you very much for all the text messages. Here's Lincoln Park.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Oh, man.
Are you thinking about tonight? Is that what you're doing?
I'm thinking about how I'm going to miss it because I'm going to be in Eau Claire. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited to be going to the 715 and hanging out.
I know you are.
At the VFW and eating some food and drinking some beers and watching some NCAA basketball. But, man, I'd be rocking out at the Crosse Center if I wasn't going. Steelheart at the center tonight with Warrant and Firehouse.
Turn up the good times tour.
Why do I love that falsetto? And CJ Snare and those artists from the 80s.
Because that's
but
where
I
you
can't
were at
stand
your life.
this Bad Omens sleep token dudes.
Yeah.
Is it because the music's lame and they're crummy and depressed?
Where you're at in your life, probably. It's hitting different.
All I know is tonight is the night.
Different.
The Turn Up the Good Times tour at the Crosse Center with Warrant, Firehouse, and Steelheart. Tickets at the center box office. People are going to be rocking out.
They sure are.
Having a good time. Not the first time we've seen a story like this. Probably won't be the last, but it's another reminder to have your pets microchipped because when they go missing for not one, not two, not three, not four, but for 5 years, and then they show back up in some random lady's basement, they got the microchip. Cat can get returned to you.
Random lady's basement.
A Maryland family got a surprise when their cat, Artemis, great name for a cat, by the way, turned up after being missing for 5 years.
I would never think my pet was still alive. Would you? I would
certainly
think
not my cat.
I would think they were dead.
Idiot. I mean, if you had an indoor-outdoor cat, you might be like, all right, he's just around the neighborhood, or maybe he got,
For 5 years? I'd figure he got hit by a car or taken,
Cat disappeared from the family home in 2021, miraculously turned up in some lady's unfinished basement. Just looking for a place to hang out. Artemis was microchipped, and they scanned it at the vet and reunited Artemis with her family.
We scan all the pets for a microchip, and lo and behold, the cat had a chip. So we traced it. We called the owner, and she said, I can't believe this is happening. My cat has been gone for 5 years.
Everybody at the shelter was shocked and wanted to meet her, the workers. Yeah. And they brought her to a cat room, where you meet new cats. And she immediately came out slowly.
Artemis came right out of his carrier, went right up to her and her daughter, got in their lap. And there was not a dry eye. I mean, there were tears all around.
You think?
Well, and the lady who's going to her unfinished basement. Hello, what are you doing here?
Artemis, by the way, an indoor-outdoor cat, so it was one of those things where it wasn't like it got out and disappeared. It was just went out one day and never came home. Family canvassing the neighborhood, putting up flyers, trying to track down Artemis. The Harford County Humane Society said a woman came to the facility in February with a cat she found in her unfinished basement. Scanned it for a microchip, found it, got the original owner's info, and biggity bam. Reunion, a reminder of the importance of microchipping your pets, especially ones that go outside.
Yes.
Yeah. Today, of course, is the first day of spring. Tomorrow is Rosie the Riveter Day. Mm-hmm. I think the woman who was the
example for
the famous Rosie the Riveter poster just recently passed away. But Rosie the Riveters were actual women. It was like a group of women that worked on building subs and ships and tanks and all
during
these.
the war. You can do it. We can do it.
And tomorrow celebrates those women, National Rosie the Riveter Day. And a Philadelphia native named May Cryer is turning 100 years old. She's an original Rosie the Riveter. Yeah, so she's turning 100 years old tomorrow.
Entered the workforce during World War II to do the stuff that had to get done. Factories,
National
shipyards.
Rosie the Riveter Day. She's also, for her birthday, looking for a very particular birthday gift.
Okay.
She wants to help honor millions of women who powered the U.S. through World War II. She is a former Boeing Riveter who helped build B-17 and B-29 bombers at the age of 17, by the way. So now supporters are raising private funds for a Washington, D.C. monument recognizing the Rosies.
That's what she wants? Oh, how cool.
It was a project that was first thought up by a fifth grader who was inspired by May's story. So some 10-year-old kid reading about May.
Said, shouldn't there be some sort of a monument to this large amount of women who went into the workforce?
Was so impressed about May's story, didn't know, and found out and said, hey, why isn't there a monument? We got Abe Lincoln. We got the big tall thing over there. We got the White House. We got all this other stuff.
Crucial aircraft and bombers and all of that stuff that had to happen.
Yes. May Cryer, celebrating her birthday tomorrow, March 21st, which also happens to be National Rosie the Riveter Day. Helped establish the national holiday, by the way. She was influential in that. It wasn't just because it came along. It didn't just coincide with her birthday. She was part of that. She's also the driving force between securing the Congressional Gold Medal honoring the 18 million women who went to work during the World War II. And she's got a monument that she wants to have built, and she's got a fundraising campaign out there. May Cryer of Philadelphia. Pretty cool story about her. You haven't seen it. As we mentioned, spring has sprung today.
Weather feel like it.
This weekend's going to feel like it, so we'll get into some stuff about spring.
Okay.
We'll talk racing with Doc. We've got bad news, happy music, and in just a few minutes, some more March Madness stats and info, plus free food you can take advantage of, some food deals.
There you go.
Some interesting rules that the players have to follow during the tournaments. All that and more coming up in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Awoke this morning feeling blue, uninspired, dreading work? You may be suffering from bracketosis. Bracketosis. Sadness whenever you check the office standings and see your March Madness bracket is dead last because you picked Auburn over Yale, St. Mary's over Grand Canyon, and had Kentucky winning it all. Now look, you'd rather move to the woods and live off crickets and pond water than deal with an office where everyone knows you did worse than Donna in HR.
Is Duke a person?
Bracketosis has no cure. The good news is you can prevent it from recurring next year by taking the $20 you normally would pay to enter the office pool and setting it on fire. Bracketosis, because nobody should have to finish behind Donna in HR.
Is Gonzaga a cheese?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
Oh, sure. Having to look it up and
favorite colors,
from,
mascots,
yes.
People picking by all sorts of weird metrics. There is, speaking of that, there's a very interesting bracket that claims to be perfect after one day of action. A social media post is going viral. You said what this morning? 0.1%?
When I woke up and looked at the brackets, it said that across the United States, it was 0.1% were still correct.
Well, there's brackets on Yahoo and on Google and on ESPN. So I know that ESPN yesterday was saying they were up somewhere around 20 million brackets that have been filled out on their website. So I don't know how many are perfect after one day of action, but there is a viral social media post that claims to be perfect, but it doesn't rank the games or the teams. The bracket is based on which school in each matchup was closest to a Wendy's restaurant.
Where is the beef?
In this bracket,
I like this.
In the bracket, Vanderbilt, by the way, has taken the top honors with a win over Arizona in the championship game. St. John's and Akron also in the Final Four. There are complaints about this viral social media post saying that several schools have a Wendy's on their campus.
Right, like maybe in their
But the creator of this viral bracket says that they did their own research. And it's based on the exact distance from each school's home stadium to the closest Wendy's. You can obviously Google this if you want to find out more. They, the same account, by the way, did brackets for proximity to an Arby's, a Waffle House, a Raisin Cane's, the scariness of a school's mascot to a toddler, the school that spends the most on their basketball program, and also the schools. The schools mentioned the most in the Epstein files, which I don't know what that's all about. But somebody trying to come up with wacky ways to fill out their brackets, and apparently it's perfect through one round with no actual teams. It's just based on how close you are to a Wendy's.
From the stadium.
From the home stadium. Interesting, to say the least. Speaking of food and Wendy's, there's plenty of restaurants out there that are offering up some deals during March Madness, trying to encourage you to come out and watch the games in their establishment while enjoying some wings or some pizzas or whatever. Applebee's is offering 50-cent boneless wings to get you through the madness. No discount code needed to get the deal. Customers should choose any option on the America's Favorite Boneless Wings menu category for the discount to go into effect. That deal, by the way, is available online only with Applebee's, so you can't get it in restaurants, and it's March 17th through the 22nd, so you got till Sunday. TGI Fridays, running a busted bracket deal. Anyone who can present their busted bracket can secure a 6-pack of wings.
That's almost everybody. Boneless
or traditional, free of charge. That promotion, by the way, runs through the end of the tournament, April 6th. They're also rewarding March Madness winners. If a customer can prove their bracket is 100% perfect, not quite sure how you do that.
I don't know how you do that.
They'll win free wings for a year. That promotion is on April 7th, and the winner's free wings are limited to once per month. So nobody ever has a perfect bracket.
Yeah, and if you do, you'll probably have $1 million, let alone some wings.
Yeah, I mean, if you're smart and you put your perfect bracket in multiple places. Grubhub, the food delivery app, helping basketball fans celebrate March Madness with a bunch of discounts on their food favorites, fast food favorites. B-Dubs offering $15 off their orders of $50 or more from March 24th through April 6th. So you got to wait till next Tuesday to start taking advantage of that deal. KFC is going to give you $5 off all orders of $15 or more starting on March 26th through the 31st, and then again from the April 3rd to April 7th. These are on Grubhub, by the way. Yep. These are not at the stores. Taco Bell also offering a bunch of freebies, including a free Chalupa Supreme on $20 or more orders from March 20th. There's a whole bunch of them here. Wendy's as well. Grubhub, though, getting in it with a bunch of people. Little Caesars running a couple of promotions for March Madness fans. One of them is on Uber Eats, the other on Grubhub. Take advantage of those. And if you've got an Insomnia Cookies near where you live, they're starting out March Madness by offering 2 free chocolate chunk cookies with online orders for delivery as part of their Cookie Madness promotion. So obviously some opportunities to save a couple of bucks when it comes to noshing on some good eats
those
during
all sound
March
delicious.
Madness.
Wings and cookies and...
Hell yeah. Pizzas. Speaking of March Madness, the players have a bunch of rules they have to follow, not just on the court, but off the court.
What they're doing during the tournament?
The players, if you're wondering, can make their own brackets. They just cannot have any money involved. Even though they're paying these kids directly, they can't have them gambling. Anyone who violates the betting rules could face severe penalties. So if you're in a bracket on ESPN and there's no money involved or prizes, then okay. But if you're in some sort of contest where you can win $100, $50, any kind of money, then you could be in some big trouble. Jewelry not allowed for the kids while they're on the court.
Yeah.
Headwear is limited. There is specific rules for headbands, and barrettes and bobby pins aren't allowed, which is why you see some crazy hairstyles during the NCAA tournament. Men have to tuck their jerseys into their shorts. Women don't have to, since their jerseys tend to be shorter. Fingernails have to be clipped, cannot be excessively long.
Right in your eyeball?
Yeah, you could have a real problem, though. You can paint your fingernails. That's allowed. Players cannot lift or carry their teammates. Is that only during the game?
In celebration, I'm sure you can, huh?
Very strict rules for sportsmanship as well, which is why you'll see some dust-ups, a little pushing, maybe a little talking back and forth, but you almost never see any fists start flying. Players must be respectful or they could receive an infraction, and also tobacco use is completely prohibited. So no Zyn packages or pouches. I can't imagine running up and down a basketball court with a packed lip. That doesn't sound like a good time.
No, it doesn't. But maybe like back in the hotel room,
maybe hitting your vape pen in the locker room afterwards or something. I don't know about that, but strict rules for those kids.
I'm sure of it. Brackets.
Check your brackets. Obviously, Wisconsin ruined a lot of people's brackets, depending on which 5 over or 12 over 5 matchup you chose. If you took the High Point over Wisconsin, you got yourself a deal. We'll see what happens today.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Horned Frogs, Two Bulldogs, Jayhawks, and Hawkeyes, Blue Devils, Billikens, Bruins, Panthers, and Buckeyes, Red Hawks, Red Raiders, Red Storm, Crimson Tide, Fighting Illini, Rainbow Warriors, and the Pride, Royals, Raiders, Rams, Razorbacks, Huskies, Huskers, 3 Wildcats, Cowboys, Longhorns, Bulls, Broncos, add 2 Bison, there's still 32 to go. Tar Heels, Trojans, Spartans, Knights, Boilermakers, Cyclones, Hurricanes, Owls, Sharks, and Gators, Commodores, Cardinals, and the Cavaliers, Wolverines, Vandals, and the Volunteers, Paladins, Gales, Quakers, Saints, Lancers, Cougars twice, Tigers thrice, 3 Panthers, from 2 Aggies to the Zips, that's it. Write them down, fill out your brackets. It's March Madness.
Well, you can take the Badgers out of that song because they lost yesterday. Now, look, they didn't get the break speed off them, but that was
1 point. I mean, that was...
They should have beat them. They had the game in hand most of the way, but you could see it slipping. Ugly.
So
ugly.
The
guy that never hits 2-pointers hit a friggin' 2-pointer. The guy, he did you hear about this guy?
No.
The guy on High Point, he shot nothing but 3-pointers all season. He had no 2-pointers all season long. And then he gets this, touchdown pass over the defense on a fast break, and he scores a layup for his only 2-pointer all season long. That's the Badgers in a nutshell right there. That's them. Watching them is like that. That one play encapsulates everything. You're like, oh, okay, well, if it's going to happen, it's going to be these freaking guys.
The bracket tracker live on ESPN for the NCAA is at 14,000 perfect brackets remaining.
Still remaining. We got another day of action starting bright and early. Kicking off number 10, Santa Clara, taking on number 7, Kentucky at 11:15 on CBS. Wrapping up later on tonight with number 10, Missouri, and number 7, Miami at 9:10 on True TV. The women's tournament over on ESPN and their sister stations.
Mm-hmm.
Bucks losing handily to the Jazz last night, 128 to 96. Bucks are off tonight. They'll be in Phoenix tomorrow night at 9 p.m. to take on
games tomorrow.
The Suns. Yeah, and of course, second
Michigan,
and third rounds.
Michigan State, Duke.
Yep.
Gonzaga. I mean, all that's tomorrow.
Braves outfielder Jurickson Profar will miss the entire 2026 season after his appeal of a positive test for PEDs was resolved, so they upheld his suspension. He's gone. Going to serve the full 162-game suspension for testing positive for a second time. Will be ineligible for any postseason play in 2026 as well. World Baseball Classic, very popular. A lot of success, and Major League Baseball, of course, wants to try to ruin that by moving it to the midseason instead of having it in the preseason. They're already tinkering, and in my opinion, when you got something that works, don't tinker with it. Certainly not by moving it. I don't know, dude. Seems just fine. You got this lull between the Super Bowl and March Madness before the regular season starts. Obviously, this year we were lucky because we had the Olympics, which kind of gave us a little bit of rah-rah America type stuff.
Very good.
Setting attendance and broadcast viewer records, the World Baseball Classic will return in 2029 or 2030, one of those 2 years. And at some point in the future, it could be moved to the mid-season when clubs would be less likely to restrict their players from going to the World Baseball Classic. Obviously, in the preseason, you're still warming up, you're still working out, you're still getting ready to the grind. And if you send a guy and he gets injured in the preseason, you're without him for the first couple of months, whereas maybe by June, July, when the All-Star break hits, they're in full form. I don't know. I don't agree with it.
No.
I would say keep it in March. Rob Manfred says, obviously, we have commitments to Fox in terms of the All-Star game in the middle of the season through 28. As the game continues to evolve, we have talked about mid-season tournaments in general, and certainly if we decided to get serious about this, about a mid-season tournament, this would be an ideal opportunity. Staying in the world of baseball, I've got a real problem with this one. Now, I have never tried the 999 challenge, simply because...
Yeah, we were talking about this last year.
Simply because it's very expensive, and I just don't really want to... go
have
through
all that much and
well, I don't really look. I understand why guys do it. It's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm there to watch the game and enjoy some beers and have some food. But I mean, that just seems like, yeah. Anyways, last season,
miserable.
Last season we saw a team debut. It was the Phillies. They debuted a 999 box, a box challenge. Right? They realized that people want to try this. The problem is they gave them like mini hot dogs.
Right? That was
Instead of the full 6 to 8 inches, they were like 4 inches. Now, they're not cocktail weenies. They're a little bigger. Then the beers are only like 6 ounces as opposed to a full 12-ounce or 16-ounce tap. And because it was so popular and well-received, now we've got more teams jumping on the bandwagon here.
I get it. I understand why they're doing it.
The Mets and the Giants.
9 hot dogs and 9 beers and
rolling out their own versions of the 999 challenge. 9 mini hot dogs that are essentially pigs in a blanket and 9 shots of beer. I got to be honest, if I see you trying to attempt one of these things at a ballpark, I'm going to tip over your tray because you're a loser. You don't get to do this and claim a win. You're not getting a victory for these fake 999 challenges. This is like a 4-4-4 challenge.
Right.
I could do a 4-4-4 in the first inning and then just chill the rest of the game.
Right.
But whatever these things are that they're serving up for like $100, those are not 999
like
challenges.
Shot glasses of beer almost, right? They're
it's
like
ridiculous.
But they're going to, if they're selling them and people like the box and the...
It's pathetic. It's another example of the wussification of our country. The downfall of society is upon us. This is the millennials taking away what is right with America.
No, they're
trying to ruin our beautiful country.
Major League Baseball
with
is the
many
one doing
sips,
it.
many little sips of beer.
Phillies, Mets, Giants all rolled out these, so that's like a little toddler cup kind of, right?
Yes, little sippy cup. Put a little
Cute
nipple
little
on
box.
it for the little babies that are trying
branding, it's sold at the concessions.
Please, give me a break. You're not a real human being if you try to accomplish a 4-4-4 challenge.
It's fine. It's just you can't say you did the 999.
You didn't do a 999 challenge.
It's fine. You and your friends can get that and whatever.
You ran a half marathon, all right?
Yes.
You didn't run the full marathon.
Correct. Yes.
God, you look like the 4th of July.
Yeah.
It makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Wasn't it originally like on Dollar Dog Night too, or something that got started? The full 999.
Well, yeah, because it's not.
Otherwise, it's $100.
When it became more cost effective to do it on Dollar Dog Night because $9, 9 dogs, right? And beers are like $20 no matter where you go. So 9 beers, you're in it. I certainly couldn't drink the crafty beers that I drink if I was going to try the 999 challenge.
Miserable.
Oh, I couldn't.
No way.
I would try to do it as fast as humanly possible, get it over with, and then just be miserable the rest of the game. Because I think the point is you have to stay for the whole game. You can't just do it and then leave.
No, you have to do it in 9 innings, right? So you got to.
Well, and they also shut off beer sales in the 7th inning, so you got to take that into account.
You got to plan ahead.
But these people with their pseudo 999 challenges are ridiculous.
I drank beer with my friends. I liked beer. I still like beer.
If the ballparks want to do it and people are buying it, then...
Dude, I could accomplish that in my sleep. These little stupid boxes of nothingness.
Tiny.
The next 999 challenge is going to be like, here's a smell of a hot dog and 1 sip of beer, and you just accomplished something. Give everybody a ribbon. That's what we're doing. It's ridiculous.
At least these have ketchup and mustard on it, like the Costco guy who just...
That dude could hammer 9 dogs. He'd do it dry, but he could hammer them. I'll tell you that much.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Do you know what day it is?
Today is the first day.
Today's the first day of spring.
The first day of spring?
The first day of spring.
One fine day in spring.
Spring, of course. Spring.
Glorious spring day.
Yep, the sun is shining.
Sun shining, birds chirping.
The sun is shining, birds are singing.
And the yellow haze of pollen is spreading throughout the land.
It's showtime.
The first day of spring is today. Look at that. It's going to be in the 60s today and tomorrow, up into the 70s.
Vernal
equinox. On Sunday, the vernal equinox.
Moment the sun crosses the equator, the celestial equator. So equal hours of day and night across the globe.
Also, it's Alien Abduction Day. It's definitely people in Texas getting abducted by aliens with zigzagging meteorites.
I think it's New Mexico.
It was probably that retired Air Force general who got abducted by aliens. He got taken up to the mothership. Bach Beer Day. Going to be drinking some Bach beer. I don't know if I am, but I'm going to drink some beer in just about 4 hours from now when we get to Eau Claire for our skip day at the VFW. Please join me. Watch some NCAA basketball, drink some beers, and win some prizes. Can't go wrong with that. It's also National Ravioli Day.
Out of a can?
Oh, gross.
Chef Boyardee?
Not even in a pinch. My wife eats that, and I'm not really a fan. And it's also the Great American Meat Out Day.
You want to eat the meat out of my pocket?
No, I don't actually, Gene.
My pocket meat?
Meat out. So you're supposed to eat veggies today? Is that the deal?
Fish. Well, I guess that's meat.
Yeah, my wife has us going to 9 fish fries tonight. She's like, oh, this one looks good, and this one looks good, and this one's about a mile away, and this one's got extra special tartar sauce, blah, 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 blah. Like, honey, I'm already fat, and I don't want to get any fatter. Just one fish fry, just the one. Please. Well, if we go here in the afternoon, we can go here and eat. I'm like, no, just come on, man. Trying to throw a bunch of beers in here and then eat fish fry? Come on, man. I'm trying to lose weight, not gain it. First day of spring means that life is going to get better. There's better light, obviously. Changing the clocks just a couple of weeks ago. It's brighter later now. Days will continue to get longer until the summer solstice, which will be on June 21st. The increase in daylight has all sorts of positive effects on your attitude, your mood, lowers your risk of depression. You might sleep better as well because we have gotten into spring. Yep,
maybe have the windows cracked a little bit, and that always helps for sleeping, I think.
Being exposed to more sunlight during the day can help you sleep better at night. If you're sleeping better, you feel more alert during the day, obviously. More fresh, healthy food options with the farmers market starting to make their way back. Spring is the season of fresh produce, making it the perfect time to add more fruits and veggies to your diet.
It's not always winter. There's spring. People love spring. That's a fun day. What a lie spring is, right? I spend the entire spring waiting for it to be spring, right? You're like, is it spring? No, it's snowing. Next day, you're like, is it spring? No, it's 90 degrees. I guess we missed those tiny white flowers.
Obviously, with the weather improving and with spring happening, our outdoor activities are starting to become more reality, more regular.
Almost everywhere on Earth today, there's almost exactly 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of night.
Gardening, pickleball, walking, any other activity. You said people are going hiking that in a muddy hiking. Good luck with that one. Make sure you pack your extra boots. Obviously, every time you get outside and do some exercise, good for your health. Weight, mood, lowering your risk of cardiovascular disease. Also, spring is a great time for spring cleaning. That might improve your mental health. Decluttering and organizing your space can help reduce stress, boost your productivity, create a more positive environment for you to exist in.
And now, a woman thinking about spring cleaning.
If one more idiot says spring means spring cleaning, I'll slap them with my Swiffer. It's finally warm outside and I'm supposed to stay inside to dust? Besides, the kids are home for spring break. I clean up the Legos and they dump them right back on the floor. Why can't they spend all day on their phones like normal kids? So, yeah, I'll take a pass on cleaning this spring. Sorry, soap scum remover that gives me that slightly awesome contact high. I won't need you till summer. Oh, but wait, the kids are home even longer then. Fine, I won't clean at all and never invite anyone over. Problem solved.
And that was a woman thinking about spring cleaning.
I'm not planning on any of that this weekend.
You're just going to enjoy the weather?
Well, we're actually leaving in the morning to go down to Madison for the day.
Oh,
my
daughter.
My friend's birthday, Lori's birthday is on. So the 5 of us are going to get a hotel room down in Madison. It's a state boys basketball tournament down there at the Crosse Center. So going to do some shopping.
I hope nobody. Actually, I do hope somebody bleeds. Please, I gotta see this happen. I gotta witness it.
My friend passes out at the sight of blood. She does. She does.
If it's happening, let me know because I want to get me on FaceTime or something. I got to see this.
It's going down.
Does she tell you it's happening?
No, she's.
How close to the blood does she have to be?
Well, when we were on the boat and her niece cut her toe, and we were
small little cut on the toe,
and we had to go to the hospital and get stitches. I mean, it wasn't like small. At risk of losing her toe, but it was hospital worthy. But we were like, oh yeah, you cut your toe, and I'm getting some bandages. To apply pressure. And Lori's like, "Are you okay?" Because it was her niece that was visiting for the summer, and she was like 12 years old. And she's like, "How can I help?" And then she completely passed out. And all the kids are like, "Oh my God, is Lori okay?" And then she came to after we had turned the boat around, and we were going back to to the dock to turn the boat in and to get the kid to the hospital. And she passed out again. How are you doing? And then her daughter started crying. What's wrong with my mother? Like,
Sydney didn't know that her mom was passing out?
She passed out twice. And she's like, what's wrong with her? I'm like, oh, gosh, she's fine.
Tonight at the Crosse Center, it is a bunch of really kick-ass bands, and I hope you all have a great time. Unfortunately, I will not be there, so please tell me all about it. Warrant, Firehouse, and Steelheart, Turn Up the Good Times Tour. Here are some more Warrant.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Friday mornings during the NASCAR season, right about 8:15, we're joined by the one and only mid-pack legend, Mr. Technicality, Car 54, Billy Doc Niles, a.k.a. Captain Retirement, a.k.a. hashtag Mr. Fister, a.k.a. hashtag this guy.
Happy July.
It's happy vernal equinox. Hashtag this guy.
I'm kind of anal.
That's what all the guys at the campground say about him. Hashtag this guy.
He's got it locked on the rock. He's listening to the dog.
Yes. I know Shorty in Florida is. Hashtag this guy.
You're getting a thrill by listening to Bill.
Always Bill. Every single time.
Hashtag this guy.
Fridays.
He gets to stay on the box.
Yeah, tomorrow at the hotel room. Hashtag this guy.
Going to have to come from the back.
Again, at the hotel room. Tomorrow. Hashtag this guy.
Going to be a big one for them.
That's what she said. Hashtag this guy.
He could be coming from your backyard.
Tomorrow from the hotel room. Hashtag this guy.
A lot of beating and banging.
Sounds like a good weekend at Doc's house. Hashtag this guy.
Nothing says you can't slip one in without saying anything.
Oh,
tomorrow at the hotel room?
Nah, I'm not really about to slip in.
Okay.
That was like an 18-year-old Brian thing. Hashtag this guy.
First day with the new tongue.
Practice, practice, practice. Hashtag this guy.
God damn, I'm going too fast.
Never, Doc. That's the mid-pack legend.
Hashtag this guy.
He sees her. He doesn't have time to turn away from her. Blasts her in the rear end.
From the hotel room tomorrow. Hashtag this guy.
Whoa, what am I touching here?
Whoa, what are you touching here, Doc?
With these temperatures, I just got done washing all my clothes from the trip in Florida. I got the shorts and the tank top back out when I get home for the rest of the weekend. This is going to be great weather.
Funny you should mention your trip to Florida. I just got a text from Shorty. Mm-hmm. He said Trouser, Chili, Dan Diker, the hype man Kevin Ramsel, and myself are all listening to you and Gene, waiting for Doc's race report. Included a picture of you in his pool with your IP and Pools hat.
Yes, well, I wear that. I've only worn that thing like twice, and it's been to Shorty's pool both times, so I think I can figure out what I do there.
All right, well, when we're looking for patient zero when it comes to the next plague, we'll start with your hat.
Okay, sounds good.
Doc, what's happening? Obviously, we talked about Daniel Dye earlier this week. That was kind of the only news out of NASCAR. It's sort of an unknown truck driver who's getting suspended indefinitely, not only by NASCAR, but by his own team.
Yeah, if you saw the video, I mean, it seemed like a harmless comment to him, but it was kind of offensive if you're from the outside looking in. And he made a little fun of IndyCar driver David Malukas, and for that, he's going to end up having to complete NASCAR's sensitivity training course before he can be considered for reinstatement. A.J. Allmendinger is going to drive that truck tonight, and it took a lot of convincing to get Allmendinger to drive that truck. I'm guessing there might be a couple extra zeros on his paycheck this week. But this is not the first time Dye has been in trouble. 4 years ago in high school, he was arrested and charged with felony battery for coming up behind another student and punching him as hard as he could. And guess where he punched him?
Now, mommy, daddy button.
That's never good to get punched right there.
That is not
swinging
good.
Low like that?
Yeah, well, look,
Swinging low like that.
You can brush that. What was he, 17, 16?
Something like that,
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying you could brush that off as young men shenanigans, one of these things, whatever. But you would hope that now that he's in a professional racing league, there would be some sort of person in charge of coaching him up when it comes to the things you can and can't do. And it appears that maybe he didn't get the message.
No, apparently not. They're going to have to be coaching him real hard if they want to put him back in their truck. But, he was charged with felony battery for this. And through a deferred prosecution agreement, he completed an 8-hour anger management course, 25 hours of community service, and restitution, which includes an undisclosed compensation amount to the victim. So hopefully, second strike here for this guy. So hopefully he learns from this one, because I'm sure third strike, he's not going to be touchable anymore.
Well, you look at a guy like Kyle Larson, who had that thing on the iRacing thing where it came out, and he had to suffer through a bunch of he had to go through, and then he came out clean as a whistle and won the championship.
Yeah, well, he also lost his job. He had a pretty good ride there, but some people fall forward, and he fell right into that Hendrick ride. Now he's got two NASCAR championships to his credit. Brian reported earlier this week that Alex Bowman is still out, and it looks like he's going to be out at least another 3 weeks, still suffering from those vertical symptoms. Justin Allgaier will continue to sub while Bowman is out. Like we talked about last week, they not sure how bad this was. They thought it could be 1 week, could be 3 to 4 weeks. Well, now they're saying 3 more weeks, so we'll see what happens here with Bowman here in 3 weeks. This is traditionally the weekend that they have throwback weekend at Darlington. However, NASCAR's decided to back away from that theme this year. It's not stopping some teams from doing it. Like we reported last week, RFK Racing will be having all 3 of their cars in Greg Biffle-themed vehicles, and there are going to be a couple more. So I'm looking forward to see who's bucking the trend and gonna try and have some throwback themes. And before we get to the setup for this weekend, just a reminder for those of you at Red Cedar Speedway, the car show, swap meet, and awards banquet had been moved to next weekend to accommodate the Stout Blue Devils men's ice hockey team meeting in Finetti Sports Complex this weekend after advancing to the quarterfinals in the NCAA Division III tournament. So we'll give you details on that on the car show next week. We got that all lined up for you. But if you want to go to that game tomorrow night at the Finetti Sports Complex, puck drops at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. They are at Darlington Speedway this weekend. It's a 1.3-mile egg-shaped oval, 25-degree bankings in turns 1 and 2, 23-degree bankings in 3 and 4. Denny Hamlin won this race last year. Chase Briscoe won the chase race last year. That's funny to say. Qualifying record set by Eric Almirola in 2014, 184.1 miles an hour. Fantasy experts, they like Larson, Hamlin, and Reddick. When I filled mine out last night, Byron, Briscoe, Blaney, and Bell. Christopher Bell has been pretty good at this track. He's been top 3 2 of the last 3 races. Might be one to consider if you got one of those top 10 leagues. VegasInsider.com via the BetMGM app brings us our odds this week. Hamlin at plus 550, Larson at 600, Byron, Reddick, and Briscoe at 700, Blaney at 850, Bell at 1,000. Doc's Smoker Calendar. We have one party on the docket this week. It's Bachman Racing Smoker for Steve Bachman at Whiskey River Bar and Grill in West Salem. Chinese raffles, tip boards, basket raffles, plus so much more. Food and beer, cash prizes. There'll be a DJ. That party starts at 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Now, to keep up to date on all the parties, check out the Midwest Racing Smokers page on Facebook. And remember, race fans, during smoker season, get out and support a great local short track team. Doc's Race Report has been brought to you by our friends at County Materials on Empire Street in Holman and County Materials on Menominee Street in Eau Claire. That is 2 great County Materials locations serving western Wisconsin. That is this week's Race Report.
Doc, always a pleasure. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. Might be in studio, you said.
Yeah, it's a possibility. We'll see what happens Thursday night. If it's not a late night, we might be popping in the studio next
Radioactive
week.
Shrimps on Friday morning.
You're gonna get your seafood paella. You don't need my radioactive shrimps.
Yeah, I know I'm getting it. Gene, we got to keep reminding her, or else she'll forget again.
I have it on my calendar.
If I show up, it's the one thing I want to do is just watch you just wallow in your salt for getting your seafood paella.
Yeah, I'm very excited because this was a dish that she promised to make me many years ago when I was going in for major surgery to have my colon resection done, and she offered it up, but then she never delivered because she's a terrible friend who doesn't really care about anybody but herself.
I never promised, Doc. Didn't do it.
Did she even visit you in the hospital room?
No, she never came to see me.
Who did visit you?
I know.
Who did visit you?
DOC.
Yeah.
Hashtag
DOC visited you.
Yeah. Hashtag blaster in the ass
before
guy.
He went under.
You guys have a great weekend.
All right, Doc. We'll talk to you next week. Always a pleasure. Bad news, happy music coming up next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some
Haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
Before there was Punch the Monkey, there was Moo Dang.
Oh, yeah.
Moo Dang, the pygmy hippo.
The little tiny baby that everybody
loves.
Yes, fell in love with.
Moo Dang back in the news, not because of anything Moo Dang did, but because something a visitor to the zoo did. Jumped into Moo Dang's enclosure.
Wanted to just give him a hug?
Well,
up close and personal?
Yeah. A man in Bangkok has been arrested after he was caught climbing into the enclosure of Moo Dang, the adorable pygmy hippo that became a social media sensation. The Thai man allegedly entered the enclosure Tuesday night while a keeper was away and no other visitors were around, which seems odd because isn't Moo Dang like the most popular animal in that zoo?
Yes.
You got a moment where no one's around?
Well, it's night, it said, right? Climbed down the fence over the night. And so
it said evening.
Yeah, so
it
the zoo was
say,
probably closed, not even open.
Security footage widely shared online shows a man wearing a black beanie, sunglasses, green tank top, brown shorts. Boy, that's a terrible outfit, by the way. No matching. Look, I'm not a fashion sense guy here, but at least put something together. Black beanie, sunglasses.
Yes, green tank top, brown shorts.
Green tank top, brown shorts.
Okay, and then
These are the darkest clothes I have to try to get away with a crime?
That's it.
Is that it?
So he's jumping the fence, and then he's headed right over to his
he
enclosure.
approached Moo Dang and the mother, Jonah, is that the name of the mom? While holding a tablet, recording or taking photos, apparently. The man remained inside the enclosure for about a minute or two before the staff noticed him. Did not attempt to flee while the zoo called for police. Moo Dang, of course, soaring to stardom in 2024.
There was even that Saturday Night Live skit, remember?
Adorable
with the
pictures and videos, and large crowds from Thailand and abroad. People want to witness Moo Dang. Police initially charging the man with trespassing, but investigation still going on. The zoo intends to pursue all available legal action. Police did not identify the suspect. The man was released on bail. He said Moo Dang and the mom were safe as the man did not try to touch them. That might have worked out real bad for him if the mom said, nah, we're not doing that today.
Exactly.
We'll kill you. Those hippos will kill you.
Stomp you to death.
Eat you. Bite your face off, man. Elsewhere in the realm of animals.
Yes, animals.
This sounds like a Florida man incident, but this actually occurred in Missouri.
Is this a bathtub gator?
No. This is an extinct animal, actually. Animal that hasn't been around for a long time. 2 men in Missouri facing felony charges after they damaged a woolly mammoth fossil at a museum in the Ozarks earlier this month.
So they went to the museum and took the bone? Or
didn't take it.
Damaged
it sounds like they were trying to hang off this thing, and it fell and broke and shattered. Brett Howard and Todd Azevedo.
So they were climbing it or something.
2 men in their mid-40s. One of them told the other to grab the tusk of a woolly mammoth fossil and then lifted him onto his shoulders so he could reach it. This guy.
2 40-year-old dudes at a museum.
Should have known better.
What are they doing?
The one guy on the shoulders grabbed the tusk, attempted to hang from it, causing it to shatter and fall to the floor in pieces. They tried to run off, of course, but the whole thing was caught on security camera.
Can you glue this together, man?
Of course.
Can we glue this together, man?
Get the glue. We're out of glue. You used up all the glue.
Get some glue, man.
Purpose. Not a finger.
I think we,
I hate this effing place with the stupid, cheap equipment. Fix it.
I think that they got caught, I'm assuming, right? This was during regular museum hours. They're just there. They break the bone.
The tusk, by the way, was about 200 pounds.
Oh, my
worth
gosh.
about $200,000, by the way. Both men arrested. They're each looking at up to 4 years in prison if they're convicted. It's a rare artifact. The Ancient Ozarks Natural History Museum at the top of the rock in Ridgedale, Missouri. Happened at about 11 p.m. I don't know what they're doing in the museum at that time of night.
They broke in?
Azevedo told Howard to grab the tusk of the woolly mammoth fossil, then lifted Howard onto his shoulders so he could reach it. Once Howard grabbed the tusk, he allegedly attempted to hang from it, causing the fossil to shatter and fall to the floor, breaking into multiple pieces. According to a probable cause statement, an employee monitoring security cameras saw one man lift the other toward the exhibit and watched as the mammoth tusk broke apart. When the employee tried to contact the men, they allegedly ran outside before being located and brought back in. So is this place open at 11 p.m.?
I don't know, but they're not. They're from California, right? And this is their visit. This is vacationing or something?
This is funny. This is the best part. I didn't even see this part. Both men arrested on March 8th.
Okay.
Later released on bond. As part of their release conditions, they are barred from returning to any Top of the Rock or Bass Pro properties in the U.S. Does Bass Pro Shop own this museum? And woolly mammoth tusks? What are they doing in this story?
It's part of the Big Cedar Lodge, a resort with a golf course, restaurant, a golf cart cave tour, the Top of the Rock Preserve. So
this place is inside of a hotel.
The founder and CEO of Bass Pro Shops purchased this lodge, and then
this is an exhibit inside of a museum that's inside of like a hotel resort area.
Yes.
And so they're open. They got a bar and a restaurant, and these guys are probably staying there golfing.
They're on vacation from California.
You know what would be funny, dude? This is one of those incidents where a meme is appropriate, where it says, "No good story started from a salad." These two idiots drinking beers and deciding that.
I'm sure on vacation they
messing
were from
around
California.
with a woolly mammoth, yeah.
And now they're going to prison?
Maybe. Maybe. Moving on. Bad news, happy music.
They were roughhousing, it says.
You don't lift another man on your shoulders when you're roughhousing. That's not roughhousing. That's intent, bruh. I'm not putting another man on my shoulders unless we're intending to do something higher than I can reach. That's intent. That has nothing to do with roughhousing.
They were roughhousing is what they look at these guys.
Pinching some dude's nipples or smacking him on the ass or something, that's roughhousing. Little grappling going on in the hallway. Noogies.
Whip with a towel or something that.
But putting another man on your shoulders with his groin securely attached to the back of your neck.
To grab an artifact.
That's not roughhousing. Moving on to Houston. We get the rodeo guys in here every once in a while.
Love those boys.
When the bull riders are in town.
Their big hats and their accents.
Big belt buckles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they are properly clothed for a bull riding event. They have the jeans and the boots and the hat and the shirt.
Oh, is this the Houston rodeo?
So unfortunately...
It's been watching a lot of that.
Unlike the gentlemen that are riding the bulls...
Yeah, dress code now.
The women are not wearing the proper amount of clothing. And so the Houston rodeo has now forced people to... They're instituting a stricter dress code.
Yeah.
Following a slew of complaints about the attendees clad in extremely revealing outfits. And I got to be honest, I saw a few, and
are they extreme?
Yeah, cheeks are out.
Yeah, I saw
sun's
cheeks.
Out, buns out. And not good sun, not good bun. Bad sun, bad bun. Bad bunny.
Bad buns?
Yeah, not good buns. And look, I'm not into body shaming and all that
their
crap.
Their cowboy boot down and said, no more. We're not taking
rodeo officials
anything.
Defending the move, saying that the Houston tradition was a family-friendly event and would remain that way as it has for the past 94 years. Lots of concerns over skimpy outfits reaching a fever pitch this spring as out-of-town visitors on spring break came to Houston looking for a good time.
So you can't show us your underpants? Is that it?
Chris Bowman, the president and CEO of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, said, "We have received the most complaints or comments or questions about dress code this year. We just felt like it was time to make a public statement about what our expectations are. The new rules banning overly torn clothing and visible underwear with outfits exposing excessive portions of the skin specifically prohibited. There is no fingertip rule for hemlines, right? 2 inches above the knee. But staffers have been trained to identify attire that goes too far. Much like my definition of porn, you know when an outfit's gone too far. You know it, all right? We don't need to train people. Just if you see something, say something and make them put a shirt on.
Well, they had to close the rodeo the other night because there was a big brawl out by the carnival area, and they closed it.
Dude,
cleared people.
You got to look at this one picture. You got to come see this thing.
Is it the skirt? Is it the brown skirt?
Yes, with the brown top and the brown boots.
Yeah.
Is that a real ass? Is that her real butt? That can't be real. That can't be a real butt.
That's a real butt.
That can't be a real. Look how skinny her legs are in comparison to that butt. Look at how big that thing is. That can't be real. And look, I look at big butts on the internet all the time.
I know you do.
I'm always looking at them.
Very curious.
I love them. They're on my reels. I'm checking them out.
Do you think they're ass pants? Like the
No, I think it's a Brazilian butt lift. Like she got injected. That can't be real. She's got like a gold Wonder Woman bracelet on. She's got her phone in her hand. That can't be a real butt.
There's butts out. Buns out.
Can't be a real
buns
butt.
out.
Anyways, they got to have a dress code because the big bun girl has got her cheeks out. Man, that thing... I'm glad you saw it, too.
Yes.
They even blurred out some photos. That's how much ass is hanging out. Then you got this one over here that's got a lot of dimples in it. Not that my butt's any better, but geez. Ooh, the one with the blue. Did you see that one? Good Lord. Anyways, moving on. Bad news, happy music. Last but not least, it's one of my favorite subjects. It's when the AI robots go bad.
What happened?
This is at a restaurant in California, a hot pot restaurant. You ever been to a hot pot restaurant?
I have not. I know what they are, but I have not been to one.
So a humanoid robot. I wouldn't really go so far as to call it humanoid because
it got arms and legs.
You
and
would
stuff?
never mistake it for a human.
It's not a Roomba though. It's not flat.
It's got a head and arms and a body. So yeah, it's got the shape of a human, but you wouldn't be like, oh, that's a man, and then walk up on it and be like, oh my God,
a
it's
sex
a
doll, like a really good sex doll, not like that.
I don't look at those on the internet. I wouldn't know what you're talking about. Footage of the situation captured at the Hairball hot pot restaurant in California. Staff members had to step in to restrain the robot after it began knocking items down from a table during a dancing performance. So they've apparently programmed this humanoid robot to do some kind of funky dance in the restaurant, and it went haywire and berserk and started mashing all the tables and stuff. Footage shows the robot dancing inside the restaurant while guests enjoy the performance, clapping along, singing along. Ahead. All right, Mr. Robot.
Yay.
But chaos follows, as it always does with robots and AI.
What did it do?
When this thing starts slapping its hands on the table, causing chopsticks and sauce to go flying.
Well, so it was really getting into it?
Yes. Yeah, I think it was threatening the customers. They said in a post on the video, the original video that got posted on Instagram, 3 people couldn't hold it back. The little guy was too close to the table. It didn't look like he was intentionally slapping the table. So maybe it's a pre-programmed move and he got a little too close to the table and started smashing this thing.
It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear. And it absolutely will not stop.
Feels the vibes.
Ever. Until you are dead.
Yeah. They're coming for us, Gene. These robots.
It just got too enthusiastic? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it's like a wound-up teenager. It's got too many hormones. It's all horned up, waiting to kill. It's got a thirst for blood.
Okay, I'm watching. Oh. So that's the...
Yeah.
That's the draw to this restaurant?
Apparently, right. They got dancing robot. So if your food's not good enough to bring people in, just get some dancing robots that may or may not attack you. And then the people will come. They'll thrive. It'll be great. Every once in a while, you got to cart this thing off. You got to have 3 people tackle it.
Hey,
no
you
big
settle
deal.
down. Settle down. You got to settle down.
But did somebody put some...
Isn't there an off button? Stop dancing.
Somebody put some caffeine in his system or what? Bad news, happy music on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to our daily check-ins after